up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides, and I'm back at Monty Motors. Well, actually, we're in a parking lot near Monty Motors, but Monty Motors gave me a ring. They called me back up. They said, hey, we just got another shipment of JDMs from Japan ready for your viewers. You guys keep sending me comments, asking me questions. You want to see more JDM products, the Toyota Supras, the Nissan GTRs. Remember, there's that rule, that 25-year rule, that now is that law to where once a car is 25 years old, that car could be brought over, and that's why you want to give Monty Motors a call or check out their website, because they are the industry leader in getting those cars here for you. And as you can see, we have another iconic Japanese legend from Toyota. You know, it's like I think about what's going on with the car industry now, and Toyota seems to have gotten a little bland, and there's a lot of excitement and mystery surrounding what the next Supra is that's coming out. Well, guess what? What I have is the original, a 93, this is a 93 Toyota Supra SZ. Now, what's wonderful about this car is that if you're looking for some type of JDM that isn't gonna break the bank, that maybe something that's a little bit different than your run-of-the-mill Supra, this is one for you. And you'll see in a second as we go over the car. But as you can see, sitting here in that beautiful black, wonderful, just the how deepness the color is. And let's go ahead and look at the shape, because I think there's no other Japanese car that has such an iconic shape as the Supra. So when you look at the front here, this car, you look at it the way it sits, this is how they came standard from the factory in Japan. So beautiful condition, the way the noses, I love the way the headlights were done back then. It really makes the car have that aerodynamic look, really blends in well with the stock front bumper. I love the functional scoops on both sides. Very well done with what was going on during this time period. And it's just an iconic shape that, guess what? 30 years from now, we're still going to be talking about the Toyota Supra and just how wonderful of a car it is. But right off the bat, when you see it, you just know that it's something special. You know about the history, you know about the legend of the Supra, because this is really, 93 is really when it was gaining a lot of speed, especially when we looked at the twin turbo models. This one, you'll see once we pop the hood, is a little bit different, but that's okay, because variety, like I keep telling Tom, variety is the spice of life. Let's look at the side here. You can see with these work wheels here, very nice with the color. I like the style of the wheel. Very good size, and it really just pops with the black. I don't know if Tom could zoom in here. This is really cool with this work wheel made in Japan. That's where this car was made. That's where it was built. That's where these wheels were manufactured. 18-inch wheel. You're looking at a 245. When we say 245, that's going to be the width of the tire with a 40 series sidewall. So 40 is going to be how tall the sidewall is, and it's really just perfectly balanced for this car. One of the hardest things that I think people have to do when they're looking for a car like this is finding one that's not been all chopped up, cut up, and all that. And that's what Monty Motors is great at doing. They have the ability to find these models that have been untouched. This is the stock appearance. Look at how the Japanese version is a little different. You look at the lower sill panel down here. I really like how the design kind of is a little lower here. It trims in and then it goes back to low, and it really gives a nice tight look to the side of the car. I love the functional vent here, also on the side right in front of that rear wheel. These are those styling cues that I'm hoping, and I know a lot of you are hoping as well, that that new Supra is going to have. But if you don't like the new Supra, guess what? You can get one of these from Monty Motors, and people are going to drool over it every time you take it down the road. Finishing off the back, nothing says Supra more to me than the Supra wing. I mean, this traditional wing, I love the shape of it. This is a functional wing, and it just finishes out the back of the car. This car, from top to bottom, front to back, is all original, and that's what I like about the look of it. Single exhaust coming out the back. You'll see underneath the hood, there's going to be some differences, and we're going to get to that in a second. But if these are the types of things that you like, give Monty Motors a call, because this is what they're bringing into the States. Let's go check out underneath the hood of this 93 Supra. All right, guys, here we are underneath the hood of this 93 Supra. Like you saw on the outside, unmolested, same story under the hood. This is a 2JZ without the turbos. This does not have a 5-speed or a 6-speed manual. It does have an automatic transmission, but like I said, there are people that are looking for those particular types of things, and that's what's wonderful about the variety of these cars, is you have a choice. You're not just shoehorned into one type of engine, one type of transmission, like lots of other brands and makes and models out there. I like the way everything, like we said, is untouched. One big thing that I've learned along the way is that this fan shroud is actually very important. People that have done modifications to these cars, because remember, 2JZ, it is famous for being able to take more power, especially if you have the twin turbos or not. But this one, that 3-liter without the turbos, you could still do some work if you wanted to. This stock fan shroud actually helps cool the engine more efficiently, and I'm telling you, this thing idles and it's so quiet. No rattles, no shakes, no clatter from the valve train. That really showcases what Toyota was doing with this 3-liter back in the early 90s. And this is something that you would find in a Lexus product, like an SC300, those types of things for that time period. And at the end of the day, finding it in a stock condition like this is just something that makes it extra special. Let's go ahead and check out the interior, because you're gonna see that time has been kind to the interior of this car. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, we're inside this 93 Supra SC. You can see that because it's a naturally aspirated one, we have an automatic transmission. Everything is driver focused, but look at it, just how clean it is. Stock seats, very minimal wear, very well built. You know, it's Toyota knew what they were doing back then, and they had the fun, they had the excitement, they had the enjoyment, and I kind of hope that it's coming back, because that's what we want. That's what enthusiasts want, are fun cars to drive. But you can see how for the passenger, you got 2 glove boxes and that's it. You got some air-conditioned vents. That's all you get to play with. Over here on the driver's side, lots of space. I love the shape of the steering wheel. I love the way everything is tilted. Since everything's tilted, why don't you come around and I'll have you take a look at what it's like behind the wheel of this Supra. Come check it out. All right, JDM, you're sitting on the right-hand side of the car. I love the way it's got the stock door panels, very good condition. It's got the leather on the armrest. I like how back then they were doing the power windows on the door located like this. And it's just crazy, because when you get in this car, you feel like you're in an older style, like fighter cockpit. Nice size steering wheel. You didn't have a lot of fancy buttons all over the place for your Bluetooth and all that garbage. And then there it is, smack dab in the center, the tachometer. Everything else kind of falls away from the sides, and it's just very, very well proportioned. I like the way the seat's positioned. I love how over here, AC controls, radio, the transmission, everything is on the left side, and it's tilted towards the driver, showing that driver-focused sense of this car. And that's what I really enjoy about being in these types of cars, is that they're just so unique with how everything is laid out. I don't know about you, but let's take this one for a spin. All right, guys, I'm in the Toyota Supra, the 93 Supra with Tom. I don't know if you can see him in the shop, but he's here.
Hello.
Big Guns McGee.
There I am.
Lots of room on the passenger side for Tom. We're driving down. I know a lot of you might be saying right now, why can't that be a manual? Why do you have an automatic? Listen, it is what it is. They did make automatic 2JZ Supras, and at the end of the day, it's an original 93 Supra, perfect condition. It drives super smooth, even over the bumps. I mean, I'm letting go of the steering wheel. Nice, tried and true, right down the center. I'm really, really liking this car. It's got super low miles, and it's just a pleasure to drive. And the best thing is, you're in a right-hand drive JDM Supra, so you're still gonna get the looks, you're gonna get the thumbs up. People are gonna drool over the car. The 3-liter, it's got a peppy pickup to it, even mated to the 5-speed automatic. So you're gonna have some pep there. Just went over some railroad tracks. It was rock solid, right, Tom?
Yeah.
I mean, the sound in here, it's very quiet. I really, really like how Toyota was building their cars back during this time period, because it's just a thing that it has the looks, it has some performance. If you want the big daddy of them all, you got to go with the 2JZ with the twin turbos, but you got a straight 6 under the hood. You got something rare, and you got something that you can enjoy on a regular basis. Got to be careful when you're driving a right-hand drive car. The turn signals are on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. I can't tell you how many times I keep hitting the windshield wipers. I don't know if anybody saw, but we were driving by and there was somebody standing on the right side of the road. Their jaw just dropped. I mean, how often do you see a jet black Toyota Supra driving down the road?
From Japan, right-hand drive.
Yes, I mean, that's what it is. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I'm just so grateful for Monty Motors letting me take the car out and take you guys for a little spin. I'll go ahead and get on in here. I mean, I got put back in the seat a little bit. I mean, it gets up and goes. So that 3-liter is no slouch, even though it's naturally aspirated, no slouch, and it really provides some really nice performance. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick U-turn here because there's some traffic. But even over the speed bumps, no suspension noise, nothing. The creaks, this car is rock solid. And even at slower speeds, we got the air on, the temps doing really well. I just love the way the car is laid out. And I just like the way it handles. I like the steering wheel, very simple steering wheel, not a lot of buttons and whatnot. I mean, it handles really, what do you think, Tom? Doesn't it handle really nice?
It's flawless, guys.
I mean, it's really, really nice car. Especially when you're looking at the interior, you got all stock, standard stuff that's still there from '93. The seats, the door panels.
Everything's OEM except for the wheels.
Yeah.
And I love the wheels. I think they look phenomenal.
I mean, they're a Japanese-specific wheel, that work wheel.
Made in Japan.
Made in Japan. I mean, it helps create the true essence of what the car is, and that's the one thing that's cool about getting a car and bringing it over from Japan, is you're going to get certain modifications possibly done to the car where you could only get them in Japan. What's kind of cool about this car is that it actually has some sensors in the front bumper that the previous owner put. So when you're backing up or you're going down a tight alleyway or whatnot, or a tight road, it actually tells you how close things are to the bumpers, the front and rear bumper. That's a nice thing, especially if you're driving a right-hand drive car for the first time, and you're trying to focus on, you know, staying in your lane and all that good stuff. But very smooth. The 5-speed in it shifts very nicely, very crisp. It's just so crazy to me that these cars are able to drive so nicely. I mean, this is a 25-year-old car, but yet it drives like it's brand new, especially this interior. I mean, the interior is spotless. What do you think about being comfortable with it?
I'm very comfortable. Sorry I'm quiet. I'm just kind of enjoying the ride. Guys, there's no cracks. There's nothing.
Yeah, the dash isn't cracked from the sun. That's something notorious during this time period, is the plastics and whatnot can sometimes be abused by the sun. So whoever had this car really, really took great care of it. And that's what's awesome about Monty Motors is that they're looking for examples of cars to bring over that are high quality, not something that's been ratted out, not something that's been, you know, driven hard and just abused and used all the time. Just a wonderful, wonderful setup, and I'm just really enjoying driving this car, even at just regular mile, you know, speed limit speeds.
In kilometers.
Yeah, exactly, right. That's the one thing you gotta, you know, remember, is that you look down that speedometer, it's in kilometers per hour. But you can see it, just the pickup on this car, it just goes, and it's got a nice sound. The brakes are great. Really, really, really wonderful. Rear wheel drive. I mean, it's really nice car. I'm liking this Supra, especially in the black. I mean, it just looks so sinister. Pulls all the way up to almost 7,000 RPM.
Motors, and we're going to do the wrap-up. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you in a second.
All right, guys, it's been one hell of a day here with Monty Motors and this 93 Toyota Supra. This is what I'm talking about. This is what a car enthusiast is about. You have the variety, you want a special car, Monty Motors, give them a call. They could bring it over for you, and they do it all the right way, so you don't have to worry about going to jail or getting arrested or any of that type of stuff. If these are the types of cars that you like to see on Raiti's Rides, these JDM imported cars, leave a comment in that comment section. If you have not subscribed yet, honestly, what are you waiting for? These are the types of cars that I bring every day. Daily uploads, quality stuff. I'm not here to waste your time, so hit that subscribe button. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. It's crazy just how it just keeps growing and growing, and I'm so glad that you're there with us every step of the way. We got a wonderful community here on Raiti's Rides, and it's wonderful to see that. You want to check out my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages, all Raiti's Rides original content all the time. We got the Raiti's Rides merch shop. If you're wondering how do you get to that, hit that About tab on my YouTube homepage. Lower left-hand corner, it literally says Raiti's Rides merch shop. I got shirts, hoodies, hats, cups, mugs. You have asked for it, I am delivering. That's why it's there. So go ahead, show your support for Raiti's Rides, help out the cause. Definitely got to give a big, huge shout out to Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner, working this camera. He loves these imports. When I first met Tom when he was a student of mine, he was just into muscle cars. Guess what? We brought him over. We brought him over to now he's able to love the variety of cars, and that's what being a true car enthusiast is all about. And then finally, we definitely got to give Sam and Monty Motors, everybody there is so wonderful, so supportive of Raiti's Rides, so definitely want to check them out on their website and whatnot. And if you're interested, give them a call. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.